Hey guys, I'm back again and I have for you today my flip through of my bullet journal and my reading journal. Now, I'll just show you quickly. This is what I was using last year. So I was using actually this one, which is extremely full. And this was the carryover as well. So this one, it still has a lot of blank pages in it, but you know, hey, whatever. That's what happened. So that was pretty much last year. So I mixed the bullet journal and the reading journal. I put it together. But I must admit, I did not do as much reading, journaling in here, hardly any at all, because I just couldn't seem to figure out a way to make that all work together without losing, pages and stuff. So this year I decided to do two separate books. So here on the left is the yellow one, which is my reading journal. And this is also where I keep tab on my social media. And this one on the right is just like the regular bullet journal with some scheduling and just some things that have been going on and things that I do and keeping track of that. And then I have this journal. Well, this is just a calendar, but I don't need to really show you that. But this is where I keep most of my work commitments. Here I keep certain work commitments. I have them separate for a reason, and it's mostly because I have to make particular bills and things for the people that are in here. So let's get started. First, I'm going to show you the reading journal, and this is how it's been looking and coming along. As you can see, it's only just a quarter full, but I feel like I've been journaling more while I'm writing, and that has helped a lot with trying to do reviews and stuff. So as you remember, I put this paper in myself. I got it off of Pinterest, and I photocopied some sheets off, and I used it to cover the end, to make end papers and on my journal to make it look more interesting. All right, so this first paper is the social media, and I'm loving the way this is working because it's just like the old way that, what I was doing before. Here is where I've been keeping track of everything. So this is my, my content pages, so I can quickly find what I need. All right, these are the reading goals. So this will be filled out completely at the end of the year, because I've made some very specific goals here. I'm not sure if I'm actually going to make them, but I'm working on it. Okay, here, this is exactly what I did last year. I have the bookcases, and I put in the titles and color them in as soon as it's done. And so it's looking pretty good because I think I'm about 10 books in advance at this point. I think I've read almost 30 books already, which is pretty good for me. I'm not usually that much in advance, but I've been reading pretty steadily, and I've not had too much of, I haven't had the, kind of slumpy, except for this month. This month it wasn't a slump, but this month there's been just a lot of other things going on. All right, so this is my big books read page, red page. I'm not doing too good with this. I've only read one book that was over 400 pages, and that's Unforgivable Love, which I read the month of February because it was a #ReadSoLit read along book. But these are a few other ones that I could read, that are 400 pages or more, but I haven't even touched anything. So I don't know what's going on with that. Now, this page, I'm just gonna, scrap it because it's just not working for me. This is supposed to track how many pages I read a day, and in fact, that's just too much. I don't care anymore. That's, I will never do another page like this again. It's just, nah, it's not working. This also, there's some issues with this as well. I mean, for the most part, it works. Like, for the most part, the star ratings, that works. But, the author gender, that works. The formats, that works. But, the release dates and the, the genre, that does not work, because some genres, you could either be putting it under the contemporary, but it could also be YA or something like that. So it's just, I don't like it. So I won't do that again, and I won't do the release again. But I would do the author, gender, the formats, and the star ratings, because I think that's helpful. All right, this is the 2 pages where I've been keeping track of the books that are new released for this year. And for the most part, I've kept track of some of the ones that I want, but there's still a lot that I have to add on that are missing. So I have to take some time to actually fill those in. So I just fill in, here we have the month, and then I put the day, and then I put the name of the book, so that's it. All right, this is for tracking short stories. So when I read a short story, I color it in. Well, needless to say, I only colored it in 2. Problem. That ain't working for me. Most of the thing isn't working for me is that I don't feel that for me, it is practical to read a short story every day when I'm already reading a novel. That's whack. That don't make sense to me. It just doesn't work. So I think what I'll do is, because it's different if you're reading an essay every day. An essay every day is very different from reading a short story every day. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep trying to work at this just to see how many days I can read a short story and see what happens. But that's just a typical tracking pretty much pad for that. You've got the days over here and you've got the months up here. This is a template that I found on Pinterest. They're very easy to find on Pinterest. And it was free. This is my reading challenge. I've got the Caribbean challenge, the Caribbean Lit challenge, and the Read Ghanaian challenge. I've got like a list of books for the Read Ghanaian challenge. I think it's just to read 2 books, but I just put all the ones that I had. And for the Caribbean challenge, I've just been putting books here that I have that I could be reading, because my Caribbean challenge, it can just go all year long. But there is going to be a Caribbean reading challenge for the month of June over on Bookstagram. So you might want to check that out. It should be a lot of fun. All right, so this little picture here, this is what I've been using to make my pages look a little bit better, are these little tiny pictures that I had printed from Cheers. I will put that on the screen so you can see it if you don't know it. So what happens is I order these pictures, and they're sort of like in those, photo booth size. And they come in these little slim envelopes, and they come pretty much like this. And they're very practical because I can just easily cut them, and I can, just glue them in. And that makes my book look a lot better. My pages look a lot better. So this is my Easy Rollins series challenge as well. I'm sadly still waiting to pick up book number 5, A Little Yellow Dog. I'm gonna get on it. I think I'm gonna probably try to read more of those in the summer, because they feel good as well in the summer. So that picture is of I don't know if you can see it, of just the first 6 books. All right, then we have January, and then I also put in an overall calendar, and I just put up, set up if I have anything to do, particularly for the blog or for my YouTube channel or whatever, I put that here. Now, what I started to do was to do this currently reading, and it sort of looks like a mind map grid. I kind of like the mind map grid. So I put like a box and the different pages in the book. And then what I do is I color through once I've finished reading each square, the quantity of pages. And then I just put the title. All right, so then there I started doing my notes. And as you can see with my notes, I have a little bit of everything, and then I have a picture. Okay, so that's February, same idea. February was Black History Month, so here I put what I was going to be reading, and then just, basically coloring through what I had read. And here again, I have my currently reading page with some pictures. And then I have here is just a bunch of notes. These are a bunch of notes that I made when we were doing the BookTube Black Chats. These were specifically given when we were listening to Marina, giving her suggestions of what we should read from African writers. So I made like a really long list here. This is just a list I made of books that I'd like to read this year. Looks like I'm not doing so well, but in fact, not too badly, because Lilith's Brood is what I'm reading at the moment, which is a Xenogenesis trilogy from Octavia E. Butler. So I'm reading that right now. I'm on my third book, The End. So I'm getting to it. I'm getting to some stuff. All right, now here, these are notes for a praise song for the butterfly. We Cast a Shadow, Eva's Man, The Tattooist of Auschwitz. Then we go for the month of March. Then we have, you see, it starts to look better now because I'm, kind of know what I really want it to look like. So this is my currently reading page. This is the Women's Prize Long List 2019, which I chucked along very well with, but was not very happy with the ending, as you remember from my last video. So there, that was that. This is My Sister the Serial Killer notes. Here's A Blanche Among the Talented 10th notes. It was March Mystery Madness. Then this is some Ethiopian literature list that I was trying to get together of books I would like to read. Then it was I Married a Communist, which I've already read with Jess and Adam, and these are some of the notes that I took on that. Then here's Circe with some more notes. So that's the problem is, when you're reading two books at once, sometimes you leave an extra page there. So, I don't know. I'll figure out another something to put there. So it was Circe, Ordinary People. All right, so now we're in the month of April. Here again, we have the long list of books, which I have to finish coloring through what I read. And this was my calendar for the month of April. And my currently reading, as you can see, I had a couple of DNFs. I had a DNF here. But yeah, so that's what my currently reading page is going to look like from now on. So here we have Remembered, the notes that I have from that, Ghost Wall, Becoming. I made some notes for that, but I have to put them in the book. The Pisces, I still need to get a picture from the Pisces, the Normal People, Eleanor Oliphant. Then this is my book club long list, which I'll be doing a video for that very, very soon. And here we are with the month of May. So I actually put my reading list early first, and then I put this with my list of books for the month of May. And so far I have Dawn, But My Mother and I Don't Talk About. Okay, so you see, that's it. So that's how it's going to be looking in my reading journal. Now, for this one, which is like the Bujo part, I have, the calendar. And then what I do is I put a weekly spread for each week where I just put like events and things I'm going to go to, or if I have, like I said, specific English classes where I have to make specific paperwork out for them, then I put them all in here. I have this habit of keeping all of the cards from restaurants I go to or places I go to. This is where I keep my movie tickets. I haven't been doing that many movies. The last one I went to see was Endgame. So I've only seen 6 movies so far this year, which for me is, it's not so good. I mean, I usually go see more movies than that. So this was my scheduling for the BookTube Black Chat, where I was trying to contact all of the content creators to see, when and what days and what times they were available to do the chat. Then we go to February, and I have, like I said, all of my appointments and stuff. So the month of March, this is a concert that I went to see. Let's see, this was another one. This is a movie I went to see. This is a Charlie Chaplin movie that I went to see, and the music was live. There's a live orchestra. I had to do some shopping here for my daughter. There's a nice restaurant that I went to with a friend. Yeah, so, oh yeah, and then here's another cool feature I just added was teas. So the teas that I've been drinking, I cut out the label and I stick it here so that I can remember which ones I liked. That tea shop has a lot of different ones, has a lot of different teas and stuff. And so I go there pretty regularly, so it's a way for me to keep track is by putting the labels inside of this little bag that I made. All right, so April. This was a little fish that I found on the front door on April Fool's Day, April 1st, because here it's called Poisson d'Avril, fish of April, and they put fish on each other's backs as a practical joke. And a little girl put this little fish on my front door that said Bonne journée, good morning or good day. So I kept it. I thought it was really cute. So this is when I went to see Maxine Gordon, who is Dexter Gordon's wife. Dexter Gordon, the jazz musician. Went to see her in Paris, and there's something coming for that, you know, for you guys. So stay tuned. This is the ticket from when I went to see Michelle Obama. So you see, I write a little bit of something, and I, you know, make sure that this is an expo from a friend of mine in Giverny. And so yeah, it's a good place for me to keep all of my little keepsakes and things, and where I can write a little bit about what I'm doing for the day. So that's pretty much how this is going, and I'm enjoying that. So I still have a lot to go. So I'm hoping that this will be good for the year and I won't have to get another one. But I have a feeling that with this one, I'm gonna need a second one. But I do have a second yellow one waiting. So that's pretty much how it's going for these two. And yeah, so that's it. And thanks for watching and have a good day. Bye.